Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. Come on in. Come on in. Let me make sure that everything is working just fine. Volume's good. Volume is good. Yep, it looks like we are live. Let me check my YouTube. Keep my YouTube right. I'm on StreamYard, and I don't use this very often, but it looks like we are live, so we are good. Good morning, everyone. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Hope you guys have had a fantastic week. A wonderful week, guys. Hopefully, you guys have had a fantastic week yourselves. I am sitting in a hotel room right now, enjoying myself. We're in Aruba right now. This is my first time in Aruba. Let me tell you like this. Absolutely fantastic place to be. Absolutely fantastic place to be. And, there's been a lot of places I've traveled to. And this is my first time in Aruba, and I would also say that I would come back. The hospitality that's here, we're staying in the Ritz-Carlton in Aruba, and it is absolutely fantastic, guys. Absolutely fantastic. We've gotten here on Thursday, and we're going to be here until Sunday evening and then flying back. So exciting, very, very exciting. Hopefully you guys have had a fantastic week as well, too, crushing your goals. I've spoken to many of you in coaching calls this week, and a lot of people are doing some fantastic things, from Jason to finishing his course careers, and now he's in the pursuit of a role right now, to Mia, who's at a CyberSecurity convention, and she reached out to me yesterday while I was on vacation and said, Antoine, how can I get these folks who are here to recognize me for a cybersecurity job? To Marvin, who sent me a text message earlier this week saying that he absolutely is taking off for the rest of the month because he's been crushing his quota, and he's at 285% of it right now. That's the cool thing about sales, guys, is that when you're in sales and you crush your quota, you can take off for a good part of the year, guys. That's the flexibility of being in a sales role and so forth. But many of you guys are doing some fantastic things, and I wanted to shout you guys out first before we get started with the show. I have a good show for you guys. Brother Akira is in the house. Casual Economist is in the house. Corey is in the house. Brother Michael, the UK investor, is in the house. Guys, welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Brother Akira, hopefully you started your new role yet. So hopefully you started your new role, and you are absolutely enjoying it. If you haven't, you are, I'm thinking about you. And I hope you have a good first couple of weeks, and you absolutely crush it, man. You absolutely crush it. So, guys, I got a good show for you guys, but it's going to be a short show because I want to get my ass on the beach. I'm just going to feel like this. I want to get my ass on the beach. I want to lay next to the pool. I have beautiful views. I kind of want to show you guys, but I don't need to right now. Maybe I will. Let me just flip the camera around, see if I can do that. I just don't want to, make it too. Well, anyway, you guys can't see the water. I'm not going to go outside. It's too warm out there. A bit humid. You know how I am. I sweat like crazy, and I don't want to start leaking while I'm on this show. I want to stay cool right now. So the show that we're going to have today, we're going to be talking about a couple things that's important, because while I'm here in Aruba on this President's Club trip, I have noticed quite a bit of things. And I just wanted to bring it to your attention. Obviously, you guys know that tech layoffs continue to happen and so forth. But let's start with my Aruba trip. So I'm here in Aruba. You guys probably want to know why. Well, I'm here because of our President's Club. And President's Club is the select few that when you're in tech sales, you work for a company, and whenever you meet your sales quota for a typical year, or you exceed it, they put an all expense paid trip for you and your family to enjoy wherever location that they decide to go to. This year was in Aruba. We haven't had a President's Club trip in 2 years because of COVID. So now there's about, I would say, maybe about 40 to 50 of us here in Aruba right now. And it's the best of the best. This is an opportunity for me and my family to be around the best of the best, because people who make President's Club, a lot of times they consistently do it. So you get the opportunity to build strong relationships with the people that you work with, the people who are doing very well in the company, and so forth. Really good opportunity to network, to put yourself out there, to allow for you to ladder climb, right? So you have to be on your best, but you also get a chance to lay back whenever you want to and to enjoy, right? Enjoy the people that you're with. There's not very many times where you have an opportunity to lay by the beach with a cocktail in your hand, talking business or talking about life with people. That's how you build strong relationships with people in general. So when you have this sort of type of a thing, one thing that I noticed is that from all the attendees that is on this list, you see them, they're pairs here. High performers are married, guys. High performers are married. And these are people who are making $1 million plus a year. I'm going to tell you like this. Many people on this list right here, both sides, right? Because they gave us a little cheat sheet. Gave us a cheat sheet so that we remember spouses' names, kids' names, whoever it is, right? That they decided to come with. And the majority of people on this list, you get an opportunity to bring a guest, okay? And the majority of people bring their spouses or their kids, right? They bring their spouses, kids. You know, one or two people brought their fathers, whatever it is, because their spouse had to stay at home with the kids and stuff like that because they were in school and so forth. But I would say 99% of these people are married. 99% of these people are married. So what does that tell you, guys? High performers are married. Okay. I don't know if it's a culture thing. I don't know what it is, but I'm gonna tell you like this: high performers end up being married. And I'm sitting around a lot of people who are making $1 million+ a year, and they're with their spouse. And one of the things that our leadership does that's very important, because they do it. They say, you know what? This is a trip not for you guys. This is a trip for your spouses, because they are the ones that are supporting you all to be your best at the company. We're going to pay you very well, but we want for you to get to recognize your spouses so that they feel very well. My wife has had, spa treatment. They gave us trips to a casino. We have $1,200 credit on the room, $500 cash that they give us. And I mean, it's so much money, so much food that we don't even know what the hell to do with it. Matter of fact, I'm probably going to leave here up extra 5 pounds because I'm keep eating, whatever it is. But it's a fantastic event where you get an opportunity to meet with the best of the best. And what I'm noticing, guys, is that the majority of people here are married. I already knew it before, but I just wanted to bring it to your attention again, guys, because high performers are married. And President's Club are for a combination of the sales professionals and the executive team that are meeting and crushing their goals, guys. Meeting or crushing their goals. What I mean by crushing, exceeding those goals. And again, both sides of these is a cheat sheet so that you remember the spouse's name whenever you're sitting and talking next to somebody and the wives are over there talking. Married, 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 married. So I know many of you guys who watch this channel know that I really talk about Ms. Wade and my family often. It's because it's important. I wouldn't be in this position to do the things that I'm able to do if it wasn't for Ms. Wade being able to take care of our kids, leaving me the responsibility to provide, leaving me the responsibility to make the money, leaving me the responsibility to do the things that I'm passionate about in life. And that is to provide for my family, to be the husband, the father, the role model, the leader in this household. I wouldn't have been able to do any of this stuff or even be here if it wasn't for Ms. Wade. And the cool thing about that is that the other folks who are here, they recognize the exact same thing. Okay. Going back to my point, high performers are married. Okay. All this red pill stuff that you guys listen to quite a bit at a time, people are fooling you guys. People are fooling you guys. When you get an opportunity to find a great partner that rocks with you and you are able to show leadership and demonstrate that you can lead, that you can actually drive a train, and you're actually going to get to a destination, you're going to have a tremendous amount of success within your life. Okay. I just wanted to start off with that. The high performers are married. And again, I'm sitting next to people who are making $1 million+ a year. $1 million+ a year. And my wife, Ms. Wade, did something fantastic. When you're sitting next to your COO or SVP or president and so forth, and these people make a whole bunch of money, the women talk, okay? And one of the things that can benefit you all, knowing that we're in a recession right now and layoffs are happening, is to have your spouse do the networking for you. Miss Wade was having a conversation with one of the executives here, and she was talking about our life in Malaysia and so forth, and they asked her if she would do such a trip like that before. Again, and Ms. Wade said, yes, I would love to do something like that again. And I've asked for additional assignments overseas and stuff like that, but I was just recently promoted. Long story short, the conversation twisted into, well, we have 3 locations, Antoine. We have Lima, Peru, where we're building an onshore center that's going to be in a central time zone that you can help support. We have Bangalore, India. We also have Manila in the Philippines. So quite honest with you guys, if things work out the way it needs to work out by the end of this year, or potentially before, we may be up for another promotion, going to another country for another 2 years. Okay. And, that comes about by having your wife be there with you to show her support of you, your goals, being in line with you, saying yes a lot of the times and figuring things out. Like, she didn't have to say that she was open to it. She could have been like, no, I don't want to move. But she trusts my judgment. She sees where I'm going within my career. And she's like, yeah, I would love to do it. I had such a wonderful time when we were living in Malaysia. I had such a wonderful time doing all the travels. I have such a wonderful time being with my husband and supporting my husband to allow him to make, $600,000, $700,000 a year. Okay. So your wives, your partner are the extension of you in these situations while you are networking with other high performing individuals. And if you don't have that, guys, you may not be getting to the elite levels or breaking into the rooms of the elite levels, because people look at you based on how you are with your family first. They know Antoine for talking about his family, his wife. You guys know me for talking about my wife, my family, who's in this chat right now. It's very important when people see you as an individual, as a person who is a high performer in life, that you have a significant other, or you are a family-oriented person. Otherwise, you'll find yourself like Ime Udoka, one of those people that's just an absolute mess, for the Boston Celtics. So anyway, I don't want to get into that. I wanted to talk about managing up, guys. That's going to be one of the topics of today's show today, is about managing up. Because again, a lot of layoffs are going on right now. Amazon is getting ready to lay some more people off. Facebook is getting ready to lay some more people off. Microsoft is getting ready to lay some more people off. There's a lot of tech layoffs that's getting ready to, that's already happened, but are going to continue to happen. You hear the news, you saw the stock market, the economy is going to slow down. So that's going to mean that the top performers are going to be with a job, and some of the low performers are not going to be with a job, guys. And I want you guys to learn how you can manage up so that you can prevent yourself from being one of the ones that are absolutely or actually laid off when your company decides to cut back. Okay. And this is going to be a Business Insider article that I found that talks about managing up and how managing up will protect you in a time of a recession, something that we are currently in. The second article that I want to talk about, guys, is this. I want to talk about keys to breaking into high-paying cybersecurity jobs. All right, this is going to be a Fortune education article that I came across because many of you are in the cybersecurity space and you want to be in the cybersecurity space and you want to figure out how to break into it. Many of you are in college, and like Antoine, I'm an MIS major and I'm getting ready to graduate. I want to get into cybersecurity. I want to become an information security analyst. I want to do this. I want to do that. Or I want to be in sales in an information technology company or whatever it is, or a cybersecurity company. I came across an article that I want to share with you guys on key to breaking into high-paying cybersecurity job. That's told by an Obama admin who is a cybersecurity leader. Okay. And then I may have some time to talk about cloud salaries. Also may have some time to talk about, guys, you know what's going on right now. When people are looking for jobs, people are hiring professional fakers to do the interview for you. And these guys are getting paid up to $150 an hour to sit in on your interviews, to be able to crush those interviews so that you have an opportunity to land a job. We may not get to that article, but it's an article that I found to be funny because I haven't seen very much of this. But apparently there are recruiters who are getting bamboozled when they are talking and reaching out to people. They are finding out that the people that they're talking to are very, very qualified. And then they bring them into the company. They don't even look like the same person. They don't even understand the vocabulary in the tech space. They don't know how to do the work. So that is going on as well too. People are in need of jobs. So they hire professional fakers to sit in on the interview for them to land a job. We may get to that article depending on the time that I have this morning. But guys, I want to welcome you to the show. I'm Antoine Wade, founder of the Black Heights, where we coach, train, and mentor you to climb the ladder to get to the bag. And guys, if you need a coaching session from me, go to the www.blkheights.com, where you can book a coaching session with me to learn about what you can do to advance in your career. That's important, especially in the time of now where we're in a recession and you may be needing a job, or you may be on a PIP, or you want to advance in your career so they can get an extra 15% or 3% or 5% increase in your salary to make more money, so that you can put that money aside to invest in whatever it is that you want to invest in. Maybe it's real estate. Maybe it's in your kids' education fund. Whatever it is, you can make a lot more money to start investing in the things that's going to help you move forward in your life. www.blkheights.com. Also, if you want to become part of a community, a special community that has fantastic people, join the Patreon. Link is in the description of the video. Link is in the description of the video. Also, the articles that I'm going to be going over are in the description of this video as well too, guys. All right, let's jump to it. Let's jump to the first article that I want to talk about, managing up, because it's very important. And I talk about this quite often. And I think you guys should learn how to do such a thing if you don't know how to do it at all, right? Learn how to do it if you don't know how to do it at all. Managing up in a recession is very, very important, okay? So how to manage your boss and protect your career in a recession. I had an opportunity to talk to a good brother of mine last Sunday, and he was talking to a member of his team, and they were talking about him being new to the organization and how he's getting some of the most complex projects. He's like, the young lady said, how are you getting all these tough assignments and things like that? I've been asking for a promotion for the last 11 years, and they just won't promote me. Long story short, he started asking her questions. How long you been in the company and so forth. She's been in that role for 11 years, guys. And she's literally said this to him, that she takes on the easy assignments, and she doesn't manage her boss, hasn't talked to her in over a month and a half, but she's expecting a promotion. I'm hoping that is not any of you. If you guys are sitting in the back of the class, you're sitting in the back of the class, not raising your hand, not doing work, taking on easy assignments, quiet quitting, right? You've been probably quiet fired. And if you are that person thinking that you're going to get promoted, you really are absolutely just, I don't want to use a bad word, but you are clueless. You are absolutely clueless. Why would somebody promote you if you're sitting in the back of the class? Why would somebody give you opportunities if you're sitting in the back of the class choosing to do easy assignments on a team? Why? Because you've been there for 11 years? Because you've been there for 11 years. If that is you, I don't care if you've been there for 3 years and you're sitting in the back of the class doing coasting and thinking that you deserve a promotion, you are sadly mistaken. Somebody has told you a lie. That is not going to allow for you to get promoted. Okay? That is not going to allow for you to get promoted. So I asked my big brother, I'm like, hey man, did you say something to her about why she's not getting promoted? Did you give her an engagement or something like that? He was like, no, I didn't, because she basically said to me that she told the manager too that, eventually she's going to leave the workforce to become a full-time teacher. I'm like, but yeah, she's telling you that she wants to be promoted. And he's like, yeah, she's saying that she wants to be promoted and she doesn't know why she hasn't got promoted, and she's been in for 11 years. And yet she takes the easy assignments. I'm like, this lady is absolutely clueless. And I'm hoping that's not many of you guys. I'm really hoping that's not many of you guys in the workforce. But to get promoted or to protect yourself from getting canned in a recession, you have to manage your boss. Okay, you have to manage your boss. So let's get to this article. Okay, the thought of managing your boss might sound like a daunting task, but behavior experts suggest that managing up can protect your career in a recession. And what is managing up? You guys are probably asking. Well, managing up is to make sure that your boss, your leader, your manager, whatever you want to call it, understands what are you contributing to the team? What are you doing? What are your needs? Where are you wanting to go in your career? And I think about the people who do this very successfully. They do it very successfully in their own house. They are leaders. They know how to get things done. People who do not know how to manage up, they leave it to other people to get things done because they don't take accountability. They don't know how to lead. Okay? They don't know how to lead. So this lady that my big brother was telling me about, she's sitting in the back of the class, not taking the responsibility for her career or accountability for her career and saying, I'm expecting for people to promote me because I've been here for a long time. That's not managing up. Managing up, again, is informing your managers or leaders of what you do, how you contribute often so that they know the value that you bring to the team. Therefore, that's going to keep your name in their mouth. They know exactly what you're doing. You keep them up to date. You have scheduled one-on-ones with them. You guys talk about what you have going on. What are the things that you're performing? What are the things that you're not performing? How are you having success? And you brag about yourself. And you consistently give them nuggets of the things that you have going on. So that when a recession comes and they like, okay, well, top down comes down and says, hey, we got to get rid of 2 people out of the organization. We got to get rid of 2 people out of the organization. Are they going to get rid of the person that says they're crushing it? Or are they going to get rid of the person that is contributing a hell of a lot to the team? Or are they going to get rid of the person that is sitting in the back, not raising a hand? Or if they do raise a hand, they take on the most difficult jobs or the most easy jobs, right? They're probably going to get rid of the latter. The person that's sitting in the back of the class, raising a hand, is probably taking on the task, not informing their manager or anybody else in the organization what they are doing. The quiet quitters, they're going to get rid of those people, okay? Managing up, again, is making sure that your manager understands what you are doing, how you are performing, and you having the control of making sure they know that everything that you have going on, okay? So the definition of the phrase vary, but it's really about managing the relationship that you have with your boss, according to Andy Malinsky, a professional of organizational behavior at Brandeis International Business School. And he thinks the idea of managing your boss almost feels shocking for a lot of people. And maybe for many of you guys, it does feel shocking. But I can tell you this, I've been promoted a number of times. And the only way that I get promoted is by managing up. I can tell you like that. That's part of my promotion process, is managing up, consistently bragging about myself, telling my story, asking for more, and managing the expectations with my leaders. Okay. A definition is it is having a successful relationship with your boss in a sense that you are able to get along with your boss, but also that your boss respects your skills and the value that you can add to the organization. That's what managing up means. It's doing your best to cultivate that relationship and the impression that your boss has for you. Okay. Guys, if you do this, you will save yourself from being laid off in a time of a recession. You will save yourself from getting put on a PIP. You will save yourself from the headache of not getting a 2% annual increase, because you're going to get all those things, right? All those things are going to happen for you if you manage up. You're going to stay at the company longer. You're going to make more money. You're going to get promoted. You're going to get larger annual increases because you are building that relationship with your manager so that they understand the skill and the value that you bring towards the team as well as the organization. Okay. And managing up is also a form of informal leadership. Okay. It's a form of informal leadership. And it's a way that managers look at the individuals who are able to do it as emerging leaders. Okay. So if you're managing up and you have a great relationship with your boss, your leader, whatever it is, you're seen as a leader. You're seen as a person that is promotable. You're seen as an emerging leader, somebody who can get to the next level or want to get to the next level. And some people think about managing up as being a yes man, but it's absolutely not. It's you being an advocate for your own career, giving honest and constructive feedback to your boss about how successful you are. And I tell people to do this. First thing that you can do if you get into an organization is to set up a one-on-one with your manager. Understand what it is that you are going to be, you understand what your responsibilities are, first of all, and make sure you and your manager are completely in line with what that is, even to a point where you need to make it objective so that you guys can measure that. And in any of your one-on-ones every single week, go to your manager or leader and share what it is that you are doing to achieve that success, how you're meeting those metrics. That's managing up. Any other challenges that you may have, you bring them up in that meeting so that they are completely aware of any roadblocks that they can help you with or where you're going on a weekly basis in the organization, which in turns demonstrates to them that you have skills and you're very valuable towards the organization. Okay. One of the things that you want to do that this article also talks about is making sure that you understand the communication style of your leader. Okay. Some leaders prefer more written communication style. Some people prefer a direct communication style, a loose communication style. But when you're in one-on-ones, you would understand what that is that your manager is expecting of you. Right. So when I have conversations with my leaders, one of the things that I talk about is, and what I ask is, how do you prefer for me to communicate with you? Do I just pick up the phone? Do you want it in a text? Do you want it in an email at the end of the week? Whatever it is. The majority of my managers say, Antoine, let's just talk about it in our one-on-one. Let's talk about whatever you want to discuss in our one-on-one. And if there's something that you need to tell me that's critical, pick up the phone and call me. People want to hear any sort of news, whether it's good news or bad news, over the phone, guys. They want to hear it over the phone, not on the Teams. You can send them an email so that they have a trail of it sometimes, but they want to hear first news out of your mouth. Okay. So learning the communication style of your manager is very important as well, too. Okay. So I just wanted to share that with you guys because if you don't manage up, you're going to be at risk of being laid off in a recession. If you're sitting in the back of the class with your hand down and you're just looking at everybody else and your manager doesn't know what you're doing from week to week or month to month, and you're not showing that you're valuable, you're going to be probably one of the ones that are going to be laid off in this economic recession. Okay. And I don't want that to be you. So if you need help, you need to build your confidence in order for you to have some of these difficult conversations, guys, book a coaching session with me, www.bokheights.com. I'll be here to help you. If you jump on the website, you'll see that the coaching prices are very, very affordable. Okay. Obviously inflation is going through the roof. I haven't decided to increase my rates at all. And I'm not planning on doing it anytime soon because I want for you all to be winning at life as well. Okay. That's the first article I wanted to share with you guys. That's the first article I wanted to share with you guys. The next article that I want to share with you is cybersecurity. Okay. The next one I want to share with you guys is how to break into cybersecurity because it's important. It is very, very important. Let me take a sip of this coffee real quick, guys. Many of you guys want to get into cybersecurity. You know where cybersecurity pays a whole bunch of money. If you ask our brother PBO makes over $150,000 a year. And he's been in cybersecurity for a very long time. Okay. And one of the most high paying roles that exists out there is that of a CISO, a Chief Information Security Officer. They can make over $1 million a year. Cybersecurity professionals entering the workforce can make over $100,000 a year. Okay. How do you break into such an industry? You probably want to know. Well, I'm going to give you what the experts are saying, how you can break into the industry. Some people say, hey, you know what? Go and get this certification. People say, go and take this boot camp. People say, you network your way in. People say, learn these skills, do this, do that, do this, do that. Well, I'm going to give you what an expert says is the best way for you to break into this lucrative career. Okay. And that's going to be an article that's on Fortune Education. And I'm getting ready to share that with you right now. The key to breaking into a high-paying cybersecurity job, as told by an Obama admin cyber leader. All right, we already know that there's a massive talent gap, largely as a result of inadequate or adequately or appropriately trained professionals. But companies must also better define their cybersecurity needs to secure talent. According to Jonathan Reber, a vice president of cybersecurity strategy and policy at Attack IQ. There are a whole range of capabilities required in cybersecurity, from basic analyst skills to skills, higher level skills that the organization needs, skills that a CISO needs, right? So how to manage an organization, how to prevent attacks, how to communicate if there is going to be an attack, and so forth. Every single day you're hearing about some company being attacked. I think it was most recently American Airlines or something like that, right? Or you hear some city or some state or some high school or some college being attacked and they go offline for quite some time. So it's happening more and more often, and there is a large talent gap that exists out there right now. So there are many concerns today. There are many concerns today in the cybersecurity world because as we continue to put more data out there online, as companies continue to expand, right, the information that they hold, which is the data, is at risk. Data is just the most valuable asset that a company has today, including its people. Okay, it's people first, and then the data that it actually has is the most valuable asset. So if you're to think about the talent gap, right? Jonathan talks about the talent gap. And one of the questions that came up was, what is your take on the cybersecurity talent gap? What are the most in-demand cybersecurity skills from his vantage? And he responds back saying the talent gap is something that I think a lot of folks, when they first start working in cybersecurity, like to think about and write about. There are roles that need to be filled, but we are going to be able to meet them, he says. One of the things I noticed is if you have a cybersecurity capabilities, you will find a job. Any of you guys who have cybersecurity capabilities, you will find a job. We have a brother Malik who's in the Patreon. He just went and got his blue team certification. Before that, he was a support engineer. He went and got his blue team certification. And once he completed that certification, he had another job that was offering double what he was making. He was making $94,000 a year. So if you think about it, he was making double. He's making $180,000 a year. And this is a 24, 25-year-old individual making $180,000. Okay? If you have cybersecurity skills, you will find a job. There are a whole range of capabilities required in cybersecurity, from basic analyst skills to higher level operational skills. I'm actually very confident in the country's ability to meet those requirements over time. The challenge is much less to my mind about getting the right people hired. It's more about what are the right jobs that we actually need. If you think about the risk, the most important thing I think about in cybersecurity is what is my most valuable data? Have I protected that most valuable data? And am I prepared in the event that something goes wrong? Companies haven't taken the approach to cybersecurity. And I think once they do, the question around talent gap will begin to go away, because we'll be realigning the resources that we do have to focus on the most important problems and what will lead to reduction in risk. So he's saying that, guys, end of the day, if you're in the tech space and once your company starts to understand what the most valuable data sets are, and the company begins to align resources around protecting that most valuable asset, which is that data, you can be in IT, you can be in some other, technology sector, field, whatever it is. They can allow for you to pivot into a cybersecurity role to protect that data. And that's what he's saying. He's saying, basically, once companies understand the things that are important for them, they're going to pivot to put other people who are in other roles to protect that data. So he doesn't think that's going to be a big issue from a talent gap perspective, because you can repurpose other individuals who are in tech. Could be people who are software engineers, people who are support engineers, and so forth, that can use the current skills that they have, learn additional skills, and be able to pivot into something like cybersecurity. And I see people doing that a lot today. Even people who have DevOps backgrounds, they can pivot into cybersecurity with, taking a course here or there. They can go and do that. But he's saying how companies can evaluate cybersecurity needs they have. Well, we're not going to get into that piece of it right there. But basically, they should start by questioning what is important to the company and making it the mission of the company that whatever is important, that they have the right people at the right time to protect whatever it is that's important. Okay. Cybersecurity education and upskilling. What type of education should people enter the industry have? Okay. This is the most important piece of it, guys. What type of education should people entering the industry have? And he says, I actually think that the most important thing for people entering the cybersecurity workforce is to have a business education. Wow. This was fascinating when I read this. He says, the most important thing for people entering the cybersecurity workforce is to have a business education. If you want to rise up in cybersecurity, you're not going to do it in a way that you want if you just have a technical education. It's far more important to understand the needs of the business. That's something that I haven't heard prior to this article. Most people talk about the technical skills that you need in order for you to be successful in cybersecurity. But one of the most important people who's been under the Obama administration, right, says that he thinks the most important skills that you need, or a way for you to have success, is to have a business education. And he says getting an MBA is actually a very good strategy for becoming a leader in cybersecurity. So if you are on a technical path and are already in cybersecurity, and you're looking to become a CISO, potentially get an MBA. If that's where you want to get to, get an MBA. If you want to become a chief information security officer, you need to understand what the interests of the divisions within your company are. If I work for a meat packaging company, I want to know about logistics. I want to know about plastic. I want to know about delivery. And those things are the components that drive the information technology needs of the business. So he's saying if you know about the business, guys, you're going to have a better understanding of putting the pieces in place to protect that data. Okay. So a business education is very important if you want to climb the ranks in cybersecurity. If you understand that, then you can begin to empathize with the people in the business, so that when you're providing services, which is what you're doing as a security professional, you're doing so within the constructs of success of the overall organization and the shareholders and everybody involved. Too often, I think people in cybersecurity will fetishize the technology and not focus enough on the human skills required for success within an organization. The actual hard work of being in an organization, it's much more of the soft skills, guys. That I would urge people who are learning in cybersecurity not to leave out the aspect of work if they try, or to not leave out that aspect of work, the soft skills part, if they try and gain a full perspective on how to lead and to be effective. I think that's fascinating. Absolutely think that's fascinating. The other question that was asked is, what about cybersecurity continuing education? He says there's an academy that is free, and you can enroll right now in the specific areas of breach and attack simulation, threat informed defense, other capabilities like that. There's a lot of good free education out there. I really think getting out of just the cyber security universe is incredibly important, and having good writing skills. Ultimately, I do think that getting a master's degree in something that's not just about technology will be helpful. And the link is, our academy is free. So the academy is Attack IQ, guys. Check it out. Go and potentially register to it. It's called Attack IQ. The link is in the article, first of all, is in the description of this video. you can click on the link yourself to go and check out Attack IQ. And they're saying that you can learn breach and attack simulation, threat informed defense, other capabilities like that. Okay. What are important soft skills to have for cybersecurity? They're asking. The ability to empathize with people and to understand how to build teams. Those are very good soft skills. Empathize, empathy. Okay. Understanding what people are feeling, walking in your shoes. Leadership, very important. Oftentimes, we're trying to affect change with a new technology or a new process or build a new team in a company. And that's a lot of what cybersecurity involves. You need to be able to build alliances. You need to be able to lead. If you're just focused on being an operator, which is fine, you want to be an operator like an analyst, a SOC, Security Operations Center operator. Then you want to learn how to lead other SOC operators and other analysts. That requires leadership skills. So he's saying leadership, guys, empathy, how to build alliances, how to form really good teams, collaboration. All those things are skills that you need in order for you to be very good at cybersecurity. And if you want to be a leader of the business, however, you need to expand your mentality far beyond cybersecurity operations. It includes strategy and resources and budget and management and public affairs and all those different things. And that's being a business leader. It depends on what somebody wants to do with themselves and their ambitions. I think no matter what, an ability to build alliances, an ability to build teams, to empathize with people is all really important. Guys, and the last question he was asked is, what advice do you have for anyone entering the industry? You need to think about the field that you're entering into less like an IT job and more like a national security job, he says. And that can be very appealing, actually. It's blending of civilian life and technology in international politics because the government has a role to play in cybersecurity companies, have a role to play, and regulars have a role to play as well. In order to succeed, teams have to achieve what I say is combat readiness. They have to be ready to defend themselves right now against the adversaries, and to achieve that kind of readiness requires thinking about the adversary, focusing on adversary, and preparing for threats that are going to come. Playing offense, playing defense, all of that stuff, guys. I wanted to share this with you because many of you guys want to get in cybersecurity. Last week we had Delo on the show, and she wanted to work for a cybersecurity company, and she did such a thing, but she's on the sales side of the cybersecurity world. And whatever side you want to be on, whether it's sales, whether it is, a cybersecurity analyst, information security analyst, threat detection, and so forth, he's basically saying no matter what, you should have a good understanding of the business that you are protecting. You should understand that cybersecurity is a service. You should have leadership skills. You should be able to empathize with other individuals. Those are the skills that you really need. And I say this, those skills are useful across just about any job. That's why I talk about sales all the time, because in sales, you have the ability to learn and really focus and work on those soft skills that they're talking about. Leadership. Leadership is very important in sales. Empathy is very, very important in sales. Okay. And no matter what industry you're in, cybersecurity, supply chain, like I'm in, high tech, healthcare, if you want to build your soft skills, you can do it across many different roles. But one that I know that you will be able to focus on those skills often, daily, is sales. Della used her example last week. She's working for a cybersecurity company as an account manager, making over $100,000 a year, selling cybersecurity services. Okay, she works on her communication skills, her empathy, her leadership skills, all the skills that they're saying you need to be successful as a cybersecurity individual. If you are on the technical side and you want to climb the ladder to become a CISO or something along those lines, guys, go and get an MBA. Potentially go and get an MBA. It's important. You want to understand the business side of things. Guys, I wanted to drop that article with you guys today because many of you guys want to get into cybersecurity. I'm not a cybersecurity professional at all. Many people are very interested into it. I think it's a fantastic career. I think it's a career where you can make a whole bunch of money. I think it's a career that you would find passion into if you enjoy that. And I encourage you all to explore it. I encourage you to explore it. You can work for a cybersecurity company. You can become an analyst for that company. You can do sales for that company. If you're interested into sales, guys, and you want to break into sales, check out Course Careers. Link it to the description of this video. Many people who are in this chat right now have taken the course and have broken into sales. Brother Akira is a prime example of that. Okay. Brother Akira is a prime example of that. For a mere $450, if you use the Antoine 50 discount code, you can break into software sales and you can jump into cybersecurity. Why not be able to make a whole bunch of money on the technical side? And if you don't want to be on the technical side, well, how about on the non-technical side? That's what Course Careers will allow for you to do, guys. Okay. All right. Let me just jump over to the chats for now because I wanted to focus on those two articles initially and to give you guys some insights. And I'm at the 45-minute mark. And I think that's where I'm going to leave the show today. I wanted to come to you guys really quick. I wanted to make sure that I'm here sharing with you guys my experience. First of all, here at President's Club, giving you guys some education what that is, but also talking to you guys about managing up in your career so that you guys can get to the bag. That's important. That's very, very important. Managing up is very important. Second, I also wanted to talk about cybersecurity and how it is such a great career that you should look into if that's your path. Okay, you can make a lot of money. Cybersecurity professionals are some of the highest paid that are out there. Okay, it really depends on where you want to take your career. I think sales is an industry, tech sales specifically, you can make a whole bunch of money, but everybody can't do sales. Everybody doesn't want to do sales. Maybe you want to be like Michael, become a data analyst. Data analysts make a lot of money. Maybe you want to be like Michael and become a data scientist. Data scientists make a whole bunch of money. Whatever your path is, go down that path, commit to it. When you get into a role, make sure you're managing up and get to the bag, guys. Get to the bag. Get to the bag. And the last thing, cybersecurity is a field that's going to continue to grow. And as much as they're saying that there's a talent shortage right now, when companies begin to focus on what's important for them, their data, they're going to be able to repurpose individuals who are in IT and other roles to be able to protect that. So if you're looking to make a transition in your career, I don't think it's going to be a very difficult transition to get into cybersecurity if you are already a professional in the tech space. It's not going to be that difficult. Okay, because if you have leadership skills, you understand business, you may need to take a course or two to learn whatever it is that you want to do, if it's on the technical side. But if you want to climb the ladder, business education, understanding the business, understanding the different components of where data goes, how it's integrating with each other, how you need to protect it. Very, very important in order for you to get to that six-figure bag. And guys, I'm going to tell you like this. CISO individuals make over close to $1 million a year. I'm sitting next to, people who are in sales and SVPs, and they're making 1.8, 2 million, 4 million a year. And their wives are sitting right there. I'm like, man, I can't wait to make that amount of money. But guys, you can be making that amount of money as a CISO as well too. $900,000 a year, $1 million a year, if that's your path, whether it's sales or whether it's climbing the ladder, you can absolutely do it. Guys, that's all I have for you today. Let me hit the chats real quick to make sure I hit the super chats. Mr. Businessman, I appreciate the $1.99 super chat. He says, I entered a cloud architect program and they focus on business acumen and soft skills heavily. You have to teach, you have the tech piece, but to go further, you must have the business acumen and soft skills. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. AI me, other brother, who's a machine learning data scientist, really helping us to get into the data analytics role and the data science role, and who heavily pushes it because it is a lucrative field as well too. He says cybersecurity encompasses many paths from data to networking. There are numerous roles in cybersecurity. Absolutely right. Absolutely right. Ms. Wade says to book a coaching session, guys, go and check it out. Jamarley's in the house too. I hear cybersecurity in healthcare is big. Yes, it is. You got to think about it. Healthcare, the records, the data that's in healthcare, right? You think about, understanding, you think about the information that's needed when you go to a doctor, the information that doctors have, knowing your personal information, whether you have cancer, or whether you had any other surgeries, or whether your blood type or any of that stuff, or your cholesterol levels, right? All that information is sensitive. So protecting that information is important. It's very important. So of course, for healthcare, cybersecurity is big. If anybody hacks into, some sort of healthcare provider database, they have a lot of people's information. Okay. Mr. Black Chameleon says, if you have access to LinkedIn, they have cybersecurity certs courses that you can take on your own time. Absolutely. Tyree said, let's go, cyber people. Everybody likes cybersecurity, man. Everybody likes cybersecurity. Guys, that's all. Oh, we got Mr. Richard Kane is in the house as well, too. Let me go to Mr. Kane, who left a $9.99 super chat. I appreciate you, Richard. I hope you're having a great experience in your new role. Mr. Kane, guys, is a client of mine, a good friend of mine as well, too. And let me tell you like this. He broke into tech sales about a year ago. And, broke into the field as a SDR for the most part. And within a year, he was promoted to an SDR manager. Stayed on it, hit his quota, continued to lead individuals with empathy, hit his quota, asking for more. And his manager got promoted. He didn't know he was going to get promoted. And he ended up getting promoted. And now he's making over $100,000 a year, plus an OTE of probably another $100,000 a year. Richard is getting to the money. He enjoys tech sales. And let me tell you like this, it's been life-changing for him as well. And he made the pivot into tech sales from being a director of a tennis facility, of a tennis club. So, guys, getting into tech sales, getting into any tech career, it just takes you wanting to commit to doing it, getting it done, networking with the right people, being coached by the right people, and you can do it. Thank you so much, Richard, for the $9.99 super chat. I really appreciate you. And looking forward to catching up with you soon. Brother PBO, HIPPA, HIPAA compliance is horrible too. Cyber needs to rework HIPAA. Absolutely. I forgot what HIPAA stands for, but I know it's health information. It's one of the governance behind healthcare. And I can tell you this, PBO says it's horrible and it needs to be reworked. And I can tell you this, more than likely, there are probably going to be healthcare providers out there that are going to be hacked because they don't have the right governance in place. Okay. I appreciate that too, brother PBO. WHAM's 1595 says the work from home options and schedule flexibility in tech can't be beat. Another thing, guys, when you're in tech, you can work just about anywhere. I've been working from the beach the last couple of days. I've been working from blue, white sand and blue and aqua colored water. That's what I've been doing over the last couple of days. And it's been absolutely fantastic. So getting into the tech space is very important. And when you're into tech, you can make a shitload of money. Not only can you make a shitload of money, you have a lot of flexibility. But I'm going to tell you this, guys, as our economy continues to shrink because interest rates are going up and our Fed says they want to slow down the economy, guess what's going to happen? Many of us aren't going to be with a job. And typically it's going to be the lower performers. If you're managing up, like Brother Richard says, you're going to get notice for that promotion. You're going to get that increase that you want. You're going to not get cut when the company is starting to scale back, right? And Richard says, managing up definitely helped me get notice for that promotion. Absolutely recommend the message Antoine is speaking to here. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I've spoken to many people about this. You have to manage up. You have to do it. It will help you get to that next level. It will help you get to, the 17% raises or the 43% raises that our brother Damien just got, right? And so forth. If you manage up, you're going to be on your way to making a shitload of money within your career, guys. That's all I have for you guys today. I'm going to go to the beach, lay out with Miss Wade, talk to some more people, probably drink a mimosa or a Bloody Mary. And I will see you guys next weekend. And until next weekend, okay? Until next weekend, you guys have a fantastic week with your family. Spend some time with them. It's important, right? You're not going to do it by yourself. You're not going to get to the money by yourself. Again, people on this list right here, the high performers that I'm with, people are making hundreds of thousands of dollars, millions of dollars. They're married. Okay. Spend some time with your loved ones. Spend some time with your partner. Figure out how you can land a partner. Go tricking. Do something. Figure it out. All right, guys. You guys have a good rest of your weekend. And until next time, guys. Peace.